What's going on, YouTube? Thank you for tuning back into another episode of Fountain Fox Garage, and I got a really awesome video for you today. So before we get started, thank you in advance for hitting the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. So just like a certain Jedi who turned to a Sith who doesn't really like sand, transmissions really don't like heat. And that's exactly what we're going to be working on today for my 2015 Chevy Silverado coined Tony stock. So in the last video, we did a review of the truck and just how it's performing in the desert, and just overall how I like it. It's really great, but we did run into one issue, and that was that it was overheating. I did a lot of thinking and kind of came to the realization that having engine coolant and transmission fluid both going into the radiator is probably not the most efficient way to cool the truck. So with that, in came this. This is the 2014 to 2018, I believe, Mishimoto transmission cooler kit. I bought this off of AmericanTrucks.com, and there's not too many other videos out there about it, which is pretty cool for me to make you guys a higher quality video than I've seen. So as you can see, it comes with a really nice transmission cooler. Has these really awesome CNC'd aluminum brackets that are going to fit perfectly on the crossbars for our core support in the truck. Looks like we got a little tiny possible swag pack. I'm not too sure, I haven't opened any of this. We do have the instructions as well as our hoses and our little grommets. And then this is our hardware box. I'll open that in just a minute. So the 6L80s in these trucks do require the Dexron 6 fluid. I prefer Castrol for all of my fluid needs as far as motor oil and transmission fluid. So this is what I got. Obviously STP, Mobil 1, lots of other companies make it. So just make sure you get the right fluid for your truck. So guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and start taking the front end of this truck apart and start installing our transmission cooler. So, quick note that I just learned about these. This, in the two videos that I've seen on YouTube about how to pull these bumper caps off of these newer trucks, they all popped out a lot easier than mine. I don't know if that's from, there are a couple dents in my bumpers. I don't know if mine is tweaked necessarily, or just, the years of dirt buildup. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. But there are some tabs that you can get to from underneath the truck. So if you're just kind of fighting you to come off, just crawl up under your truck with a screwdriver. You can pry up under the tab, pop it down, and then the bumper cap will come right out. So let's get to taking out the grill and we'll move on from there. Got the grill off. There's some rather large dead bodies of bugs. Maybe giant dragonflies? Hard to tell. But gotta clean that out. That's kind of gross. The stock was killing on the way to California. so as you can see now, we have the grill off, and I cleaned out a bunch of dead bug guts. As per the instructions that you're gonna get in your Mishimoto transcooler kit, the very first one says to use this the very first part of the instructions says to line up the template sticker as shown, and we're gonna drill 2 1/2-inch holes through the baffle. And what that means is, if we come over here to the truck, I have the template over there on the table. I'm going to show you how to install it right now, but it looks like it lines up right here. We're going to drill those 2 1/2-inch holes, and then we'll install the grommets and go from there. So if you're standing at the front of your 2014 to 2018 Chevy Silverado, you come up over here, and if you can see what my light is shining at, that is our top transmission line. And basically what this kit does is we eliminate this, because if you can see, let me try and get you a little bit better angle on it. So right there, yes, right there, you still can't see that. There you go. So if you can see that, I'll drop a little arrow on the video. That is basically an adapter, and what that does is that adapts from the transmission cooler, or the transmission cooler line from the transmission, and it comes up and goes into our AC condenser. I do stand corrected. Earlier in the video, I did say that it goes into our radiator. It does, just not where I thought it did. So I'll show you that in just a minute. But basically, we need to take out that little line. We're gonna plumb in the adapter from the transmission cooler side, or we're gonna plumb in the new adapter from the transmission line side. That's gonna go to our new cooler through the holes that we just drilled, and then the other piece is gonna come from the cooler, and that's gonna go back through the baffle as well and to our AC condenser. All right, so we got the new lines in, and I was a little difficult to show you. I did learn that we had to take out the air box. That was in the Mishimoto video, but I was trying to get away with not taking it out, but it ended up just being easier to take it out to separate the hard lines. But basically, here's what we got going on. So this is our transmission side. Comes up, goes to our new adapter. That line now goes out, and that is the lower new line through our baffle. The upper line comes through and goes right there. The biggest pain in the butt you're going to have is honestly just cleaning out the transmission fluid from the side of your radiator. I like to be really clean with my stuff, so I'm going to be here for a while trying to clean it. But yeah, the next part is actually the glorious part of installing the cooler. So let's just skip ahead to that. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for, let's get the transmission cooler installed. Alright, and just like that, we got this thing installed, guys. It's looking pretty good. I really, like I was pointing out earlier when we looked at it first, I really do like the CNC bracketry to hold it on there. It's really nice. Definitely make sure that you put your little lock washers in there when you do install it. And then the only other thing I would recommend is make sure on this hose that you get it down on the fittings long enough that it doesn't kink. This one is a little long. You could also cut off the excess if you wanted to. I didn't really care to do that. I just put it on there. So The transmission cooler install is done. There's one thing left to do, and that is to install this little guy. This is your transmission thermostat bypass. Yes, that is right. If you are not already aware, on your 2014 and newer Chevy Silverado, GMC Sierra, anything with the 6L80 or even the 6L90, they have an internal, well, it's actually external, but they have an integrated thermostat, which I think is really dumb. In my experience and from my knowledge, that transmissions don't like heat. So why we would ever put a thermostat on a transmission to purposely warm it up is beyond me. But, you know, General Motors and the manufacturers are going to have their reasons, and it's our job to make them better. So the only thing I could think is that they do that possibly maybe for some form of efficiency, but I don't really see where it's going to do. The only thing I ever hear about these 6L80s all over the internet, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, or blogs, is basically just that the overtemp just kills the transmission. So we're going to lift this up on the jack now and put it on jack stands. I'm going to crawl under there, take out the block, and I'll show you how to install the little bypass. Alright, so as you saw, we actually just ended up going with the shift kit from SureCool. Instead of using the little piece that was provided by Mishimoto, I decided to go with the kit from SureCool. Here's the part number and the instructions for you. You guys can look it up. I had actually bought this originally before buying the cooler, thinking of doing this, but then I decided to do both. I like the kit from SureCool a little bit better. It seems like it's going to do a lot more for me, and I was kind of a little confused on the instructions with the Mishimoto one, so that might be one con I have of this, is that the instructions really didn't give me any reason or any didn't really give me a lot of good details that I would have liked to make me feel comfortable. So, but basically we're done, guys. We're gonna put transmission fluid in this and check it for leaks and put it all back together, and I'll show you the end result of that. But this might be where we sign off the video. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in today. If I missed anything, or if you guys have any questions, be sure to comment below and I'll get back to them. And yeah, I would definitely appreciate if you guys give this video a thumbs up and or consider hitting that subscribe button. We still have a lot more to do on this truck and on this channel. So until next time, guys, see you later.